A torrential rain poured down on the ruined tower. Thunder and lightning tore through the sky, casting a cold light over the scene, making the atmosphere even more gloomy and tragic. The woman gripped the blood-stained knife tightly in her hand. Tan Feng, you really are formidable, she said. In front of her, a warrior was trapped among piles of monster corpses, his lifespan depleting 100 times faster, yet still strong enough to surpass the ancient god's ruins. But the divine artifact, the Eye of Judgment, I have already taken it. The young man coughed up a mouthful of fresh blood, struggling to say in pain, Ugh, why? Why would you betray me? At that moment, lightning struck again, illuminating Tan Xiaodu's cold face. But I am your older brother. Tan Xiaodu sneered, her eyes full of contempt. You? Tan Feng? You're just my parents' adopted son. You don't even share blood, yet you dare call yourself my brother. Tongfi stepped forward from behind, his tone mixed with reproach. Xiaodu, don't say things like that. The girl immediately brightened upon seeing him. Brother Tongfi. But that the scoundrel continued, his voice dripping with bitter sarcasm. Besides, your brother here isn't useless either. He raised his head high, looking at Tan Feng with satisfaction. Tan Feng, I really have to thank you. Thanks to you, Xiaodu and I obtained this divine artifact. To drain your lifespan immediately, I spent a lot of effort implanting the soul torment seed into your body. So do you like this parting gift? Tan Feng's eyes blurred, a red stream of blood running down his cheek. Tan Xiaodu, I worked hard to raise you in place of our parents, even paid for your education. After the game started, I risked my life countless times for you, even put my life on the line for you. I truly misjudged you as my sister. Tan Xiaodu brushed off those words coldly. After our parents died, you always controlled me, interfered in my life. When brother Tongfi and I needed protection, you still had some value, but now that the divine artifact is in our hands, you're no longer useful. Tongfi clenched his sword tightly and charged forward with a ruthless look. Tan Feng, just rest assured and die. I will take good care of Xiaodu for you. Tan Feng screamed in hatred before the blade. Even if I die, I won't forgive you too. Then his head rolled off, blood staining the sky red. Memories replayed in Tan Feng's mind. In 2025, a cruel divine game appeared. As soon as one fell asleep, they would be pulled into that world. The only currency in the game was life. Dying would reduce lifespan. Killing monsters would increase it. The player's power was terrifyingly immense. They could consume lifespan to bring abilities from the game into reality. A strong warrior could tear a tank apart with bare hands, cut down a plane with a single sword strike, even withstand a nuclear bomb. With their body was no longer a fantasy. Returning to Tan Feng, he fought tenaciously among the savage monsters. Since then, the world changed rapidly, disasters spreading everywhere. I led my sister through countless hardships, luckily becoming one of the 100 strongest warriors in the world. The power surged straight into my eyes, granting me superior abilities. After countless trials and overcoming countless dangers, I finally conquered the ancient god's ruins and obtained the divine artifact, the Eye of Judgment. I was qualified to reach the pinnacle, but immediately after, the sharp blade pressed against his body. Tan Xiaodu showed no mercy, stabbing the knife deep into Tan Feng. The blade transformed into thorny branches, piercing his flesh, causing him excruciating pain. I have been betrayed by my only family member again. My head rolled into a shadowed corner among the rocks. It turned out that my whole life of sacrifice was all for nothing. All the effort I put in only served the interests of others. Those dying moments made Tan Feng's will even stronger. I refused to accept this. If I have the chance to live again, I swear I will live for myself. His vision gradually darkened. Suddenly, the young man woke up on a familiar bed. Tanfeng sat up abruptly, utterly confused. Where is this? The real world? He broke out in a cold sweat, hurriedly touching his neck. Wasn't I already dead? In 2025, Tanfeng quickly looked out the window. Could it be? The bustling night city scene appeared. I've come back to life back 9 years ago, right at the time when the cruel divine game was born. Tan Xiaodu kicked the door open, her face annoyed. Seeing him, she shouted, Tan Feng, you really are home. Why didn't you answer my calls? Tan Feng looked at her, thinking to himself. Just as I expected, on the day the game launched, Xiaodu and I had a fierce argument because of Tong Fi. Meanwhile, Xiaodu was venting her anger, kicking over a trash can. Didn't I go to support brother Tong Fi? Are you trying to disappear on me? You don't understand how important this support is to me. Tan Feng recalled some old details. Before the game was born, Tong Fi was a famous underground idol, and Tan Xiaodu was his fanatic fan. Tong Fi appeared glamorous, but was actually a scoundrel, secretly cheating many female fans out of money and their bodies. To protect Tan Xiaodu, he never let her associate with him. Unexpectedly, he was accused of interfering in her life. Xiaodu's voice rang out loudly. Those fans and the street thugs have started infringing on his rights. I have to support him. And those damn fanatics and vulgar people are disgusting. They cling to him. He's in crisis, and you're here stopping me, cutting off my money, making me look pathetic. And you have to take responsibility for this. Tan Feng recalled some old details. Before the game was released, Song Fi was a famous underground idol, and Tan Xiaodu was his obsessed fan. Song Fi appeared glamorous, but was actually a scoundrel who secretly deceived many female fans out of their money and bodies. To protect Tan Xiaodu, he never allowed her to associate with him. Unexpectedly, he was accused of interfering in her life. Xiaodu's voice rang out loudly. Those fans, along with the street thugs, have started infringing on his rights. I have to go support him. And those damn crazy fans and disgusting riffraff cling to him. He's in crisis, and you're here stopping me, cutting off my money, making me a failure, and you have to take responsibility for this. Before she could finish speaking, Tan Feng delivered a hard slap across her face. Tan Xiaodu collapsed onto the floor amid the mess she had caused, her face swollen and red, eyes brimming with tears. Tan Feng, you dare to hit me? Tan Feng glared, his voice cold. Tan Xiaodu, I don't have time today, nor the mood to waste energy on you. But if you dare cause trouble again, I'll slap your mouth to pieces. He took out a bank card. This is the money my parents left behind. Over the years, no matter how hard life was, I never touched a cent. Today, I'm giving it all to you. He threw the card at her head, grabbed a glass of water, and opened the door. For the sake of our parents, I won't hold grudges against you. But listen carefully. From now on, he closed the door firmly, his voice resolute. Tan Feng, I don't have a sister like you. Tan Xiaodu held her cheek, sobbing bitterly on the floor, looking full of grievance. Meanwhile, Tan Feng, alone in his room, sank into deep thoughts. In his previous life, to protect Tan Xiaodu, he missed too many opportunities. There were countless secret realms and treasures that required risk to explore, but he gave them all up. He held some eye supplements. I'm also very curious. Without this burden, what realm can I reach now? He swallowed the pill with a gulp of water. This time, I'll use the knowledge from my previous life about the game to surpass everyone. The young man set the glass down on the table. Tan Xiaodu, you can fend for yourself. As for that Song Fi, thinking of him, anger flared within him. I'll personally kill you. Tan Feng stepped into a water-filled space. Observing the surrounding gates, whispering. The grand hall for choosing professions. So nostalgic. I remember the first time I came here, I panicked and took hours to finish selecting a profession and leave. This time I have to be faster. In front of him was the image of a warrior. In my previous life, I chose to be a warrior to protect Tan Xiao Du. Although the warrior wasn't weak, it's no longer suitable. Without Tan Xiao Du holding me back, my solo speed will be much faster. Tan Feng rolled his eyes, searching. Mobility is the most important factor. The young man touched the mirror's surface. I've decided, this life I'll choose assassin. A brilliant power surged. The divine weapon eye of judgment has completed its binding. Those eyes looked straight at Tan Feng. The eye of judgment activated its unique attribute, judgment power, passive power. Upon entering the brutal divine game, he automatically receives the highest level profession and talent. Tan Feng was satisfied. The eye of judgment, yet it's still bound to me when I was resurrected. So that's how it is. Once a divine weapon chooses its owner, even if it's damaged, it's useless. Or maybe it helped me come back to life. A dark power surged into his body, pulling him into a vortex that constantly changed. Congratulations, you have received the hidden profession, darkness. Tan Feng's arm stretched out from the gap. Profession change complete. His hair turned white and his outfit changed accordingly. You have become darkness. Tan Feng felt power spreading throughout his body. Darkness. So this is the highest hidden profession of assassins, completely different from the warrior in my previous life. To gain such power immediately upon choosing the profession, he opened his amber-colored eyes wide. Every time you choose a profession, the chance of getting a high-level hidden profession is extremely low, yet the judgment power grants an absolute rate. System notification. Judgment power, the most ancient primal power in the universe, overrides all rules and order. You do not yet have divine nature and cannot actively activate the power, but the passive effect is still effective. He was enveloped in a sphere of energy. The primal power with a supreme authority transcends rules and order. This reminded him of a detail from his previous life. Not until the 7th year of the game did a powerful player escape from the abandoned divine land to the land of order. At that time, humanity first learned of the power of order, but even after many years, no one had attained the power of order, the primal power that surpasses both order and rules. As long as I leave the abandoned divine land for the land of order and receive divine nature, I will be able to activate the power. Looks like I have another big goal this life. The system displayed a notification. Profession selection complete. Please enter your in-game name. Tan Feng pondered, if my profession is born from darkness, then I'll just call it darkness. He touched the screen. The system responded, your name has been set. Darkness. The surrounding space darkened, entering the abandoned divine land, a desolate place overrun by countless demonic creatures. Be careful, they are ready to tear you apart and steal your life at any moment. Leaving the town and killing monsters will grant you tradable lifespan. Tan Feng appeared in the town, but if he died in the game, half of his lifespan would be deducted, including both tradable and non-tradable lifespan. Shell Town is a peaceful area with no monsters. Players cannot attack each other, and lifespan loss rate is halved. Chaos surrounded him. Hey, where is this? What is a profession? What does codename mean? I just finished my night shift and went straight home to sleep. Is this a hallucination? Tan Feng observed silently, thinking, have many people already been pulled into this game? Another person shouted, I don't know, I was eating chicken all night, then fell asleep. How did I end up here? It hurts, this isn't a dream. Looks like we've been dragged into a game. Tanfeng quietly walked through the crowd. Powerful warriors from many countries will soon appear, reshaping the world order. If I want to get ahead, I have to act fast. Time waits for no one. A curious person looked at him. What profession is that? Why does he look different from us? I don't know, but looking at the dagger in his hand, he must be an assassin. I'm also an assassin, so why don't I look that cool? Look, he even has the special effects. Tanfeng pulled up his face mask and stepped carefully. Ahead, a few people had just returned from battle. It hurts so much, so when you die, you return to the town? They are too fierce, they feared. Just one bite took away half our health. How can we fight them? It's only a level 1.5 creep, yet the three of us charging at it only took away a third of its health. My lifespan has already been cut in half. The three men looked at the girl in the middle. Sister Letu, what should we do now? Tanfeng observed her. The archer's initial weapon is a short bow, but she used a long bow. It seems this is also a hidden profession. Letu stepped forward, inviting, "Brother, it seems you have a hidden profession. Want to team up with us? The monsters out there are strong. One person can't handle them alone. Our team was wiped out once, so we have experience." Tanfeng guessed silently. Experience of being killed? He replied, "No need." The two guys followed her, sneering. "If you don't speak, are you pretending to be a master? The five of us can't even beat them. Do you think you can do it alone? Laughable. We've told you it's dangerous out there, yet you still plan to go alone. Want to die? That's right. People with noble, hidden professions, especially assassins, can run if they can't win." Letu opened a window to check. His name is Darkness. He really is a cunning guy. She signaled to the team, "Let's go, follow him and see what skills he has. Maybe we'll learn new information about the monsters and conveniently see how he dies." Her face darkened as she smiled slyly. Tanfeng strolled leisurely down the path deeper into the forest. Letu hid behind a tree, watching the abandoned divine land. This place is really strange and dangerous. Although I don't know why I came here, with many years of online gaming experience, I quickly formed a team. Remembering that monster still makes me tremble. I didn't expect the first monster in the newbie village to wipe out our entire team. That's not an enemy a level 1 player can handle. The other two guys commented, "His initial weapon is different. You use daggers, he uses a broadsword. Not only that, he's faster. My assassin's agility stat should be the highest. His clothes are different from ours." Letu harbored a plan. "This Darkness guy is very unusual. Let's follow him. Maybe we'll get important information." Suddenly, Tanfeng quietly turned around. Letu jumped in surprise. Has he noticed us? But he immediately used the shadow step as skill, his body disappearing right before the gate. The others hurried over. Where did he go? Just vanished like that? Is this an invisibility skill? An initial skill that's already invisibility? What kind of profession is this? That's so cool. They had no choice but to give up and return. Forget it. Let's go back to town to look for a chance to level up. It's too dangerous out here. We've already died once, and our remaining lifespan is only half. That's right. Maybe there's a hidden reward, treasure, or some NPC. Actually, Tanfeng was only using shadow concealment to become invisible until attacked. Exiting stealth, the first strike gains extra power. Mastery of stealth doubles the stealth duration and increases the stealth level by 1. He realized, can't see myself? This shadow profession is really special. The stealth of assassins at this level is usually easy to detect, but shadow has a stealth mastery, so no one or monster can detect me in the early stage. Tanfeng continued deeper into the rainforest. Naive newbies won't find anything useful in town. It's just a refuge. In this divine game, weak players are prey for monsters. After a while, he opened the system panel. Stealth has ended. The duration isn't long. Luckily, the cooldown starts from activation, so stealth can be used again in just a few seconds. The information panel appeared. Character name, Shadow. Profession, Shadow. Level 1. Non-tradable lifespan, 75. Years, tradable lifespan, 0. Strength, 10, plus 3. Constitution, 10, plus 3. Agility, 10, plus 8. Spirit, 10. Tanfong calculated. The initial attributes of every player are 10 points. Different professions add points based on this. In my previous life, my warrior only had added a strength and constitution. This time, Shadow adds points to all attributes. Even agility gets an 8-point boost, plus 5 free attribute points. He considered. Many players will choose to increase strength or spirit to boost physical or magical damage. But that's a mistake. He put all points into agility, 10 plus under 13. The magic radiating from him grew stronger. Agility is the key factor in the early stage. Damage from any monster can crush a player. Only by increasing agility and the speed can you kill monsters without getting hurt. Suddenly, he heard a noise. A monster on a tree branch, its mouth spewing soul fragments. Level 1, CP, normal grade, devouring lifespan. He frowned. It seems this is the one that took down that group of 4. As soon as it spotted its prey, the fierce monster charged aggressively. Observing the ulcerated wounds on its body, it was clear the previous group had caused it significant blood loss. Tanfong immediately jumped back to dodge. He knew that once a monster defeats a player, it steals their lifespan. By absorbing lifespan, it can evolve and become stronger. Tanfong used his skills to raise his body, his hand gripping the knife handle tightly while activating stealth mode. His figure vanished instantly in the open clearing. The CP monster panicked, looking around in all directions but couldn't detect the enemy. At that moment, Tanfong silently appeared right above it. From above, he launched a critical stab, breaking the stealth state. The system immediately notified, you dealt 174 damage, you have defeated a level 1 creeper. You gained 10 experience points. Lifespan from the monster flowed directly into Tanfong's body. He didn't expect to finish off the opponent with just one strike. Although he knew attacking the creeper's weak point could cause critical damage, this damage far exceeded expectations. At the same time, he unlocked a new skill, Backstab. This skill states that if you attack while out of the enemy's sight, damage is doubled. Tanfong was surprised, thinking to himself, so that's how it is, there's even a backstab skill. Activating multiple profession skills simultaneously had pushed the damage to a terrifying level. Suddenly, Tanfong paused for a few seconds. Memories from his previous life flooded back. He clearly remembered that before, a warrior's critical hit only dealt 40 damage and took a long time to kill a creeper, even getting seriously injured. At that time, he also held the power core in his hand, but had deliberately given it to Tan Xiao Du. Now, Tanfong kept that core for himself. The system notified, you have gained an additional 3 days of tradable lifespan. You have increased your non-tradable lifespan by 54 years and 155 days. The power gradually faded. The 5 people killed by the creeper each lost at least 30 years of lifespan, totaling over 100 years. But when transferred to the creeper, only 54 years remained. Still, Tanfong was unconcerned. Non-tradable lifespan is temporarily useless. Suddenly, the Eye of Judgment reacted, activating the power of judgment. The system continued. Congratulations, you have received the Infinite Evolution Talent, a primordial level talent. When killing monsters in single-player mode, you have a chance to earn evolution points used to upgrade skills. Every 24 hours, you automatically receive 5 evolution points. If you defeat a boss-level monster in single-player mode, you will receive 100 evolution points. Currently, Tanfeng has 5 evolution points. Excited, he opened the system panel and muttered, "Infinite evolution, and you can also upgrade the skills?" In his previous life, he had never heard of this. Whether devices or skill books, once dropped by monsters, they were always fixed at the initial level and couldn't be changed. So this is the power that surpasses all rules and order. Tanfeng smirked and decided to experiment. He chose to upgrade Shadow, Concealment, and Backstab, spending 4 evolution points. The skills were successfully upgraded. Shadow Concealment advanced from normal level to bronze, allowing invisibility for 12 to 16 seconds. When attacking, stealth is broken, but the next attack increases damage by 60% to 90%. Cooldown time is reduced from 28 seconds. Backstab advanced from low to normal level with a passive effect. Attacks from behind increase damage by an additional 10% to 15%. Tanfeng tightened his grip on the long dao, excited. The invisibility duration of Shadow Veil has increased to 16 seconds. When combined with Invisibility Mastery, this time doubles to 32 seconds. With such a long invisibility period, he's almost reached an infinite invisibility state. If this skill continues to be upgraded, even a bleeding creeper can be taken down in one strike. Suddenly, a voice rang out from behind. "Quick, look at that skinny kid over there. He defeated the monster on his own." Another voice added, "I told you this game is really simple." The girl standing next to that man praised, "Brother Kang Tu, you're amazing. With your stamina, you could defeat a dozen more." Kang Tu proudly declared, "I will protect you. With me here, you can rest assured." Tanfeng suddenly noticed something unusual. Above them, a monster hid in the tree canopy, revealing only its blazing red eyes. A voice spoke up. "Brother, I see you're struggling going alone. Do you want me to accompany you?" Tanfeng immediately activated Shadow Veil and disappeared. The two were surprised. "Hey, Brother Kangtu, where did you go just now?" Kangtu laughed loudly. "He must be scared of my muscular build." But the monster had already come very close. The girl and Kangtu turned pale and shouted, "Oh my God, what kind of demon is this?" The monster bit once, spraying black blood everywhere. The nurturer, level 1 bronze grade. The spiderling, level 1 normal grade. Tanfeng had already prepared defenses with Shadow Veil. The nurturer is a beginner boss with about 1600 health, far beyond the capability of new players, especially since it commands a swarm of small spiders. Silently, Tanfeng charged toward the boss, whispering, "Perfect chance to test the power of my newly upgraded skill." He aimed at the nurturer's eyes and unleashed the stealth break strike. The boss roared, its body staggering. Tanfeng immediately vanished again, retreating with Shadow Veil, undetectable. The monster could only growl in vain. The system announced, "You dealt 338 damage, attacked the weak point." Tanfeng hid behind a branch, evading danger, thinking, "Luckily I was fast enough. Otherwise, with only about 130 health, one hit would have killed me." The system continued, "You received 9 points of damage." But Tanfeng didn't care. He was thrilled because his last strike dealt over 300 damage, incredibly satisfying. The monster began to ravage the surrounding trees, its poisonous blood splattering everywhere. Tanfeng's eyes shone brightly. "It's gone mad." He realized these monsters were very intelligent, not just standing still to take hits, but reacting flexibly. He bent down, picked up a stone, observing the boss's reckless attacks. The small spiders were on alert, preventing him from approaching easily. But Tanfeng had guessed correctly. The nurturer continued to wreak havoc, and he threw the sturdy stone forcefully at it. The stone hit the spider's belly. The system reported, "You dealt 299 damage, attacked the weak point." Tanfeng still held another stone. Indeed, his main damage came from Shadow Veil's stealth attacks and enhanced profession skills. Therefore, even throwing stones that hit enemies caused significant damage. He leaned to the side, took a run-up, and threw again. When Shadow Veil was on cooldown, he threw another stone, piercing through the spiderling's head, triggering effects like stealth break strike, backstab, and weak point attack. The system announced, dealt 279 damage, attacked the weak point. Tanfeng retreated behind a tree, activated Shadow Veil to re-enter invisibility, waited for cooldown, then continued attacking.